About a month ago, I was given the opportunity to go on a missions trip to Honduras with some of my fellow believers here at the Wilmington Church of Christ, as well as some other believers from around the country. The trip started off pretty normal. Everybody was just kind of getting to know each other, filling each other out, and we were driving along on a paved road, and then all of a sudden the road wasn't paved anymore. The homes weren't lit anymore. The homes turned into more like shacks and lean-tos and that kind of thing. And the trip started to get really somber. So we get into the compound that night, and I found me a nice little quiet spot on the side of a hill and started having a conversation with God. And one of the questions I asked God was, where is God in this? Where are you in this? And, I got done with my conversation. I went to bed that night, and we got up next morning, and we got started on our week. And boy, did God show me where he was at. We were given the opportunity to do some service work alongside the upperclassmen of Lifeline Ministries. And these were older teenagers, what we would consider, I would think, high school age. We get to the public school, and we're going to paint. That is the service work that these kids were going to do, was paint the classrooms at the school. I went over to a classroom with Michael Deasy, and a couple of young ladies were there, and they were going to be painting in the room, and it just didn't feel like that's where I was supposed to be. And I looked over, and I seen these young men and a couple of young ladies sitting there trying to open up a 5-gallon can of paint. And they were struggling a little bit, so I went over and helped them open up the paint, and then it just felt like I was supposed to go with them. So I did. So we went and painted his classroom, and had a great time. I speak no Spanish. One of the young men, Alto, his English was pretty good. You could tell he was still working on it, but he could have a conversation. These kids were happy about what they were doing, right? So we're called to do service work, and these kids were serving. They were actually serving me. They were showing me what it was like to be in a community of people that were like-minded and were serving. I want to introduce you to a young lady named Leonie. She was a graduating student of Lifeline Ministry over there. She started her own little business, and she does very well at it. Her family helps her. She provided employment for her family through this small business that she created. But this young lady was very inspiring. She was serving everywhere. She was involved with the kids. She did a business class teaching people how to start up their own small business. She performed several functions at the school, and a lot of this that she didn't even get paid for. She was doing this because she wanted to give back what was given to her. Alto was another young man that I'd met over there. He was graduating this year. That was just another very inspiring young man. He was helping and aiding and assisting in anything and everything that he could. I had this preconceived notion that I was going to go over there and serve them. All right, that I was going to go there and do whatever it was they needed me to do, that I was going to serve them. And instead, I got over there and they served me. All right. That community, the people over there were loving, right? We are called to love our neighbor as we love ourselves. And I felt that from everybody that we encountered over there. So it's inspiring for me to be in a community and be surrounded by people that do this kind of work, that live their life this way. So I asked myself the question when I got there, where was God? and where are you? And God showed me, and I got to see it on everybody I met while I was there. So my question for you today is, how are you wearing God?